in us
Amen.
for what's coming.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
And I said, thank him for that.
Thank you, Lord.
Come on, say a little louder. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. He's building a foundation. I just said everything we need is in the Word. Did I not?
Yes.
All right. If everything we need is in the Word, all right, then we've got to build a Word foundation.
Amen.
Okay? You can't be like the children. They're bragging that they went to the next grade. But when they start seeing the work, oh, y'all don't get it. When they start seeing the work that they have to do, now it's like, oh, this is too hard. You know, I'm going to college. You know, those of us that have been in college, we know it ain't what you think it is. It's very hard. It's hard work. And if you don't watch your humanness, your mind, if you don't keep yourself motivated, if you don't get what you need, you'll begin to drift back. So I want you to understand we're building a foundation. Okay? When they added to the building, it was, I'd never seen a foundation dug out. There's a hint right there. You've got to dig out the soil. Okay? Remember, Jesus talked about seed. Okay? Seed goes in soil. So the soil of our being is being built up. You see, if it's any gardeners in the room, you understand this because you've got to dig out. And then you've got to weed it. And then you might need to put some nutrients in it. And then you plant the seed. And then once you plant the seed, oh my goodness, you gotta wait. And you're watering and you're doing all this stuff to the seed, but you don't see any. So we're digging out, we're adding nutrients to the soil called Miracle-Gro. Say, I'm adding Miracle-Gro to me. See, do you get the image? See, you have to get an image, you know, in your mind. Because Miracle-Gro is a nutrient that helps the seed to grow. Did everybody get that? Miracle-Gro is the nutrient that helps the seed to grow. So the Word is the Miracle-Gro. And without the Word, see, in this environment, in that environment, the world we live in, we want instant. Okay? So I need you not to want microwave blessings. I call those blessings, here's an image for you. How many of you have ever gotten roses in February? I have. Okay. Do you really think that roses grow in February? No. So what they did was they grew it in what's called a hot house. And they faked the funk to make the roses think it was the warm weather, so they grew. But when they get out in the environment, y'all get it? You got that? I like that. I was supposed to say I got it. I like that. See, a real teacher wants to know you've got it. Not that you just got an answer. A real teacher asks you, how did you get the answer? How did you get your first million? I took time to put Miracle-Gro on the seat of my faith. Oh, y'all don't hear me. and it came up.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And the church, we said, manifested the blessing. No, it just came right to my hand.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
So remember, that's what we're doing. God is building a foundation. Amen. I was amazed when they added to the building because the first thing they did was go down to come up. Did anybody get that? They went down to come up. See, you're going to have to allow God to go down inside of you through the word and dig up, dig up, dig up, bring everything up to the surface. You know, when I was young, well, I'm still young, but when I was younger, I tell people, stop saying you're old. Old stuff get thrown out, don't it? It starts stinking. Get a little mold on it. Get slimy. So you're not old. Amen. You're not as young as you used to be, but you're not old. Did you get that? All right. You know, when I was younger than I am now, I thought we all did. Remember the days of Noxzema? And so before a special event, we would put all this Noxzema, or we're just fixing ourselves, and couldn't figure out why all these little bumps. Oh my goodness, I got pimples on my face, and the dance is tomorrow night. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to pull 7 layers of skin. A lot of oil gets up under there. When you allow the word, it will dig that out. Stuff is going to come to the surface. And because of the word, you're going to go, why did I say that? Why did I think that? Wait a minute, say, hold on. No. You have got to allow God to dig out. Now, what a Christian will do when God is trying to build a strong foundation is you will get frustrated because he's showing you things that are bad in you. Yes, he's showing you, and he may use people, place, thing to show you. And if you buck that, oh, they don't like me, or they pick on me, you will not grow because that's a weed that's going to choke out the blessing that's supposed to be yours. Remember the scripture, as a person think, so are they. You've got to remind yourself of that constantly. As I think, that's what I am. As I think, that's what I am. As I think, what do you think about? And what do you think of you? As I think. If you think of you what people think of you, then you have what's called a victim mentality. And you cannot prosper with a victim mentality. There's 2 ways that the enemy will keep you from your prosperity. Ignorance and carnality. Ignorance of the word and carnal thinking. Money is a spirit. You think money is a thing, but money is a spirit. Okay? Money is a spirit. Money is a spirit. Now, when you think money is materialistic, then you're not understanding who you are and what money is. So it won't come to you. Money is a spirit, and guess what you are? A spirit. Kind after our own. Oh, that was good right there.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Birds of a feather. Two can't walk together unless they be agreed. All right? I'm trying to get you to see that if you see yourself just as this, you're going to struggle against the word that says, I would that you be in good health and prosper. And prosper. Okay? One of the reasons people can't see themselves as God says is because they see themselves as they see themselves.
My God, my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Instead of seeing themselves as God says. God says you're prosperous. God says you're his child.
Yeah.
You have got to see. Remember, you see with your mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Your eyes bring a vision or an image in, but you see what your brain is telling you it is.
Okay.
That's why people who are attacked with Alzheimer's, they will see you as somebody trying to hurt them.
Yeah. Amen.
And you're really just standing, oh, you came to hurt me and rob me, because the brain is sending what they see.
Yeah.
And they're seeing the imagery is off in the brain.
Yeah.
Y'all hear what you understand? Did you get that?
Yeah.
So your imagery is off. When you're victim mentality, you will be a people pleaser. Victimized. Victimized. Now, let me say to you, if you grew up in a home where there was a lot of fussing and arguing and fighting, that will tend you towards victim. Because you can't do anything. You're a child that can't do anything. You're a child that can't do anything, so you're a victim.
Amen.
Are you getting it?
Amen.
So you grow up thinking you're a victim. So once that happens, anything that goes on, you're going to revert in your mind to this victim mentality. But you need to say, I'm not a victim, I'm a victor.
I'm not a victim, I'm a victor.
One more time, I'm not a victim, I'm a victor.
I'm not a victim, I'm a victor.
See, you cannot go by, you can if you choose, but it will hurt you. You cannot go by what has been.
Amen.
Amen.
You have to go by what God says.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
My mother died of a heart attack at 35, so I know I'm gonna die of a heart attack at 35. That's not so.
Amen.
But because your tongue, it says in Psalms 45:1, your tongue is a ready writer.
Yeah.
The tongue, do you get that? Your tongue is writing your destiny.
Amen.
Psalms 45:1. My tongue is the tongue of a ready writer. You're a spirit wrapped around with a shell, but you're a spirit.
Amen.
You're a spirit.
Yeah.
You're a spirit.
Amen.
So all spiritual things are going to just automatically come to you. But if in your mind you're operating like it's not a spirit, but this is it. This is it. You're not going to receive the things of God.
Amen.
You are not going to receive the things of God. You are not going to receive the things of God because you don't understand that you are a spirit.
Amen.
You are a spirit.
Spirit.
You are a spirit.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
And as a spirit, you have a right to spiritual things. And when you believe that, then spiritual things will come to you. But if you don't believe that, then spiritual things can't come to you in your life. Amen?
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
You have got to understand who you are, or you will be a victim. And every time something goes wrong, now you're discouraged, now you're mad with God. God doesn't move on your timetable. Now you're doing things in carnality instead of waiting on God. Because, see, unless you are taught, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. What is the one thing we don't want to do? We don't want to be taught. We want to jump, shout. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you have got to sit down and learn of Him. Come learn of me. Come learn of me. Learn. Be taught so that you gain knowledge of who you really are. Because you've been living in the natural, the carnal world, and you've been acting like that, but then you got born again. Now you have a right to certain things. You have a right. You have a right. You have a right. But when you are coming up against something, you cannot go back to the victim. Oh, it's me. The whining, blaming other people. You're doing wrong and you just, I'm just doing the best I can. I really did try. I'm just, and even as black people, the man wouldn't hire me. That's a victim statement. Hello. I'm doing the best I can is a victim statement. I just can't do it. That's victim. Can't is victim statement. Victim statement. Y'all don't hear me. You're not a victim. You're a victor. You're more than a conqueror. Through Jesus Christ who died for you. He loves you. You're not a victim. You're a victor. Victor. All things work together now for your good. The worst of things become the best of things because of who you are. You're a child of the King. You're not a victim. Pastor, this happened to me and that happened. Thank God for it. Thank God. We praise in tribulation. We thank God. That upsets our enemy when we won't turn. Remember he told God, he had the nerve enough to tell God, if you take it from Job, if he'll stop serving you. He believes that. If he attacks you, you'll stop. You'll get in pride. You'll get in anger. You'll get in jealousy. When you see one person blessed and you're not getting that blessing, but you're not a victim. Stop talking like a victim, which means you got to stop thinking, oh, he just cut me off on the road because he don't like me. Victim! Victim! Everything is going wrong. Victim statement. Devil language. If you keep speaking the word, Spirit, the word will bring it to you. Wait on the Lord, Spirit. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Almost out of time, but not out of the word. We wanted to let you know that you can get this teaching in its entirety Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Amen. By calling us here at 804-232-7180. Hit us up on Facebook. We're praying for you, and we're going to rush you this awesome series on prospering in a new,
Thank you, Lord.
broken
Thank you, Lord.
money system.
Thank you, Lord.
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 Thank you,
Thank you
Lord.
for choosing to watch us here at BG.
Thank you, Lord.
Well, you and I are bringing God's word to life.
Thank you,
God
Lord.
bless you.
Thank you,
Hallelujah.
Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. God.